Hello again. In writing sentences 2 today, we will be using words with long and short vowel sounds. Some of the words will have more than one syllable. The story is called Doing the Best I Can, and you'll find out what that means in a little while. But first of all, let's take a look at something you need to know before you start writing. You will be used to this. The cop in a cap drinking a cup of tea, to remind us that when the letter C is followed by A, O or U, we say K. Now in the next lesson, you'll find out more about what we do if we see the letter C followed by the letter E. This lesson is a bit of an introduction. We say a different sound. If it's followed by an E or a couple of other letters that we will cover in lesson 21, we say S. Now, this can be a bit confusing because we have the word scent, and today you will have the syllable scent at the end of a name, but it can also be a word. If you've been anywhere that uses the euro as their currency, you will know that if you break up a euro, you have euro cents. So, new things to learn. But getting back to doing the best I can, we are going to be writing an emoji story. And you can choose which activity our main character likes to be involved in. Your choice. And I've put a selection there of the emojis that will be available if you're using your iPad or a phone. So, our first word is Vincent. Though most of the time he likes to be called Vin. Vin. So write that first syllable, Vin. It's his name, so we have a capital letter, Vin. And then scent with a soft C. C-E-N-T. Vincent. And we tend to say sunt. That's one of those syllables that we don't really pronounce all the vowels in. So our spelling language could be Vincent. Let's finish the sentence. Is active and competitive. So now you see why you have a choice. Let's write is active first. Is. Ac is the first syllable, and then tiv. And if a word ends in a V, we add an E. And competitive. Now we're going to write it one syllable at a time. Pet. It. Iv. So this time we didn't say tiv, we said iv at the end of the word. Same rule applies, add an E because it ends in a V. competitive. Well done. If he can't do his best, he is sad. So let's start with if he can't. And think about can't. It's short for can not. What will you do? If, capital I for the beginning of a new sentence, he can't. And well done if you remembered that the N and the O from not are missing, so we've put an apostrophe. Next bit of the sentence, do his best. Do his best. And then we have a comma before we write the rest. If he can't do his best, and we have a brief pause there. So that's why we put the comma. He is sad. He is sad. And a full stop. Now our next word is the word Vincent again. You can say Vincent if it helps you. Oh, and what is it that he doesn't want to see? Vincent can't stand to see the video of the event. Let's write Vincent can't. Vincent with a C, a soft C. And can't, short for can not. And there we have our apostrophe again. And the next bit, stand to see. Stand. Cross the T when we finish the word. To see. The video. The video of. The event. The event. Event. So we had two words there, video and event, where you could hear all of the sounds. But did you notice that the word the, when we said the video, we say the, but then it was the event. So we sometimes change how we say that word depending on the sentence, but we spell it the same. Oh, and this starts with a hug. Don't be so sensitive, said his dad. So it's something that his dad said. Let's write the first bit. Don't be so. And don't is short for do not. Have a think about that too. Speech marks at the beginning. Don't. And there's our apostrophe instead of the O in not. Be so. And Let's have a go at sensitive. That's our spelling language. Sen, sit, iv. There. Don't be so sensitive. Comma and speech marks at the end of what his dad said. Said his dad. Said his dad. And we know it was said kindly because of the hug emoji. I think he probably said it when he was giving Vincent a hug. He is positive that his 7th attempt is going to be Vin's best. So, he is... And positive, we might like to give it a spelling language and say pos-it-iv. Pos-it-iv. It's one of the funny things about the letter S. Quite often, if it's in between two vowels, we say it as z. But a spelling language helps us when we're writing it. He is positive that his, that his. The next word is 7th. So we practice seven and we're just adding the letters for th at the end. Sev, N, F is TH. Well done. That is 7th. And then we have a new word. Attempt. At, tempt. Think about those sounds and syllables when you're writing it. At, tempt. It's quite a tricky one because it has 3 consonants, one after another. But you can, if you say it slowly, hear them all. He is positive that his 7th attempt is going to be, so is going to be. How did you get on with going? Yeah, we just add suffix ing. Well done. Vin's best. So think about Vin's. We're talking about his best, so that will belong to him. That's your clue. Vin's. And an apostrophe because we're talking about his best. And I shortened his name again because he really would rather be called Vin than Vincent. And a full stop at the end. Okay, so I think Vin has a think about this. Vin stops being negative, stops putting himself down and saying, "Oh, I'll never be able to do this." So we're going to leave a space because there's a little bit of time in between. Have a go at writing Vin stops being. Vin stops being I think that suffix S in stops got forgotten until after the T was crossed. But it's fine. Adding it at the end of the word is what we do with the suffix. Our next word, negative. 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 We can hear all of the sounds. And dot, dot, dot. An ellipsis, which is a little bit like going da 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 da. Let's wait and see what happened. Oh, celebration. He did do his best. He managed to get rid of all those negative thoughts. Let's have a look at our story. Typed out on my iPad. Doing the best I can. And remember, when you write it, you can choose whichever emoji you would like to have. They're looking a wee bit bigger here because I took a screenshot and then made them bigger. Let's read our story. Vincent is active and competitive. Let's try that again, and I'll just put my marker at the end. Vincent is active and competitive. If he can't do his best, he is sad. Vincent can't stand to see the video of the event. Don't be so sensitive, said his dad with a hug. He is positive that his 7th attempt is going to be Vin's best. Vin stops being negative and da-da-da-da. He is able to do his best. That's what that picture shows us. How did you get on with writing all of these words? Most of them, even though they had more syllables, were fairly straightforward because we could hear the sounds. Why don't you read your story to somebody who you think will be impressed at you doing your best? Thank you for joining me.